on the train. Well, welcome to this special edition of Drone and Phone. Today we're going to talk about how to use mobile payments in the Chinese mainland. Now, if you are from outside of the Chinese mainland and you want to visit, maybe to go skiing or go hiking or just on a visit somewhere, you're going to find that without a mobile payment system, it's going to be very difficult to survive. We're going to talk primarily about three different functions. So first is try to make a payment. The second is going to try and take a Uber or a taxi. In China they call them didis. This is very important because it's really the only way that you can get around in some places by using the app in order to get a taxi. You won't see them on the streets in some places. And thirdly, to use the public transport system, because a lot of the public transport systems you need to have a card that has been registered. And to do that can be quite complicated. So if you just want to take the subway or the MTR in some of these towns, you can do that through these two apps, Alipay and Wechat. And right now, I have my phone here. I'm going to go through a process of trying to set that up, and then we'll hop over the border and try and use it. Okay, let's go. So the first thing I'm going to do is go into my app gallery, and I'm going to find those two apps. So I'm typing in here Wechat, and immediately, Wechat comes up, so I'm installing that. I'm also going to look for Alipay, so let me just try and type that in here. So let me go, Wechat has now installed, and I'm going to sign up to Wechat. So to do this, I'm going to sign up via my mobile. It says verification completed. Oh, I think I'm in. Okay, so that has set up very quickly and very efficiently, and I'm now able to WeChat and send messages to friends and other people. I've just tried it, it works fine. Now I need to try and go to the next part, which is adding some sort of money. So I've gone to services, and I'm going to go into bank cards, and in the bank cards I'm going to attempt to add an international card and see what happens now. It's telling me I can add a credit card, which is good, or a bank account. Now, the bank accounts you can add are only Chinese mainland, but I should be able to add a credit card. So I'm going to do that. It now has the number. Now it's saying, please provide the supplementary identity verification for regulatory information. So after a little bit of trouble, I have managed to go through the process, and as I've completed it, it's come up to say your application is under review. You will be notified of the result in 7 working days. So it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get across the border and use Wechat today. We can see what happens in 7 days. We'll come back to you. Now I want to go on to Alipay, as I've heard that actually Alipay is easier to install or to get going for international people. Now there's 2 Alipay in my store. I have a Hong Kong one and what looks like a general one. I'm going to try and go with the general one to start with, and if I don't have any success with that, I'll move on to the other. So I'm opening that out. It's asking for a phone number, and I'm able to add my Hong Kong number in. So let me just go through this process with Alipay. So this has almost immediately got me in. I'm able now to set a name for myself, but let's see how I can try to get money into the account, or whether I'm able to link my account or not. So I'm going to it's asking me to take a photograph. So let's just switch that around. And that's done. Okay, so I've got my name in, I've got a photograph, everything else seems to be set up, but now I need to see if I can add a bank account, which of course is key here. So in this, I'm going to try to now link it with a card. So it's asking me here on the first page, very easy, to add a credit or debit card, which is what I'm going to do right now. Oh, it says success. Now this is interesting. So I am done. Okay, so just to sum up on my brief experiment here, with Wechat, I found it quite complicated trying to set up both the WeChat account, which I needed someone to help me with because I needed someone else on WeChat to do that. And then by registering for the pay, it's asking me to wait 7 working days. Now, after those days, we'll see if it does work. But as I tried to link my UK cards to WeChat, it was rejecting them. However, with Alipay, I chose the international version of Alipay, not the Hong Kong version. Within seconds, it was very straightforward, very intuitive. I was able to register. I haven't had to enter any ID or anything as yet. And I was able to link my bank card almost immediately to it, again, with no trouble whatsoever. I had that done in no time. We're going to take a train from here, go up to the border, cross over, and give it a go. Let's see if it works or not. So I've just arrived in Shenzhen and I've got now 3 different tasks to do. The first thing I'm going to do is going to go to a shop and see if I can use my phone, which is right here, to buy something using Alipay. Then after that, we're going to get on the subway here and see if we can move off and go somewhere. And then after that, I'm going to take a didi, a taxi, back to where I've come. Now those are 3 tasks I'm going to try and do. We're going to start with maybe just going to get a coffee or something, and then we'll do the other 2 after that. Now it's important to say that you do need to have a mobile connection. So without the connection, obviously none of this is going to work. Fortunately, I do have that on this phone. I organised that beforehand, but be sure before you come into the mainland that you have got a proper connection, or you've sorted out a connection, or you've managed to get a SIM card after you got here, which is not that easy actually. So better to try and sort out some kind of access before you come. Right, let's go. Okay, so the first test, we're going to go in here and see if we can buy something with my Alipay. Pay and receive, I think, and that's what I'm going to do for this. This is the moment of truth. Same paying. 是可以吗？是可以不？可以了。We have success. Okay, I was worried for a little while there because it did pause for a little bit, but it's done it. It's worked. We've done the first task. Now the next thing I'm going to do is come onto my phone here. Subway. It's coming up in Chinese. Let's see if that brings me anything up. Now again, this is one of the problems. So the good thing about this thing, it does have a translate on it, so I'm presuming that is the right one, right? So I'm going to click on that. View, Shenzhen, metro code. So it's taken me around 5 minutes standing outside this shop here to get the metro card to work. But it was in English and I did manage to follow the instructions and go through. I had to fill in passport information a couple of times, made a few mistakes, but now I have a QR code which I can now use over there in the metro, and we're going to go take a stop and then we'll see if we can get a taxi back. Okay, so here we go, and I'm in. Now task 2 is done. We managed to take a ride on the subway. Now there's lots of other services as well that you could use. For example, we have these share bikes here. There'll be an app that I'll be able to use on Alipay to be able to do that. But right now I'm doing the 3rd essential service, which is to take a didi or Uber car. I've found myself in a good position, and now I'm just going to open up and see if I can do it without doing it in Chinese. So I'm opening up the Didi app. So by default I have Didi on the home screen. I'm going to press the Didi app and it's automatically finding out where I am. It's asking me where I want to go to. Now I want to go to Futian checkpoint. So it's asking me to pay in advance, okay. So it's going through to Alipay, asking me to pay and activate. It's doing that, confirming that, putting in my code. So here we go, this ride has cost, let me just check here, I think about 17 RMB to get me back to where I started. So task complete. So that's it, the end of my challenge. 3 things done using the phone. I managed to buy something, I managed to get on the subway, and I managed to get an Uber. Big tick there for Alipay. We'll wait to see next week how WeChat did. Right, time to get back to Hong Kong. Well, it's one day later and I've come back to Hong Kong. I've found that WeChat after one day has updated. They have accepted my account. So it took one day to do, whereas Alipay was instantaneous, but it has done it. So I do now have WeChat Pay. Now I tried my UK account, my UK credit card, sorry, to put those on. That did not work. It rejected them. But I then put my Hong Kong ones on and it was okay. And that may be just down to the fact that I'm in Hong Kong at the moment, which is why it's rejecting the UK cards. I'm not sure about that. Now with WeChat, you can do all the same things with Alipay. Plus it has these other mini programs, which in some places I've been asked to use, which doesn't work with Alipay. So WeChat tends to be a bit more broad in terms of its use than Alipay. So I would recommend having them both, and then you have a chance, whatever you are, to be able to use one or the other.